There's a calm before the MAC East football storm. Matt Johnson, head coach Dave Clawson. Yes, they are Bowling Green. The music suggests they're on a roll. Tonight, Frank Solich has got his Ohio Bobcats in. Get ready to go. It's Ohio in Bowling Green, coming at you right now. Legendary Doak Perry Stadium on the campus of Bowling Green State University. Welcome to a night of ESPN College football in the Mid-American Conference. Frank Solich has his Ohio Bobcats in to see Dave Clawson and the Bowling Green Falcons. Why the importance in the MAC East? 3 squads still believe they can represent the division and play in Detroit in the MAC championship game. Buffalo still perfect at 5-0, but as you see, Bowling Green and Ohio still with very realistic MAC championship aspirations. With that, great to see everybody. Delighted you're here. Michael Rega, my partner Rocky Boyman. Settle back and enjoy tonight. This has a little bit of everything in the MAC East. Programs that are built on their foundation. Ohio looking to go to 5 straight bowl games, Rocky. Bowling Green trying to win the MAC East. It's got everything that both coaches want.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you are a college football fan, this is the place to be tonight. If you like offense, we got 2 of the top most accurate quarterbacks in the MAC. Tyler Tettleton for Ohio, Matt Johnson for Bowling Green. They can sling it all over the park. If you like defense, we got the top 2 rated scoring defenses in the MAC. Bowling Green #1 and Ohio #2. And you, again, as you throw in, as you said, the MAC East implications, this is going to be one heck of a football game.
Now, Bowling Green hangs their hat on being able to run the football. You might see 5 different tailbacks, but Travis Green has been sensational, averaging 6 yards per toe.
Well, he is a converted wide receiver here this offseason. All he's done is become the 4th rated runner in the MAC, averaging 113 yards per game. He's good between the tackles, but, buddy, when he gets in the open field, he can leave you with those jets.
Ohio offensively, you know the name, Tyler Tettleton. He owns 9 different quarterbacking records in Ohio Bobcat history. Does he need a big one tonight, Rocky?
He really does. With all the stats he's put up in his career, he's kind of disappeared in some big games. Tonight is a redemption game for Tyler Tettleton. He's got to play big here tonight.
Ohio coming off a loss last week at Buffalo. Bowling Green, they went down and blew up Miami. Oh, they're ready in the orange and brown, are you? It's Ohio and Bowling Green. ESPN College Football, Mid-American Conference style is next. Yeah, there's a chilly blast of winter season that has arrived here at Doak Perry Stadium in Northwest Ohio, the campus of Bowling Green State University. Great to have you along, everybody. Temperature tonight probably going to get down into the mid to lower 20s. As you see, 29 degrees at kickoff time. The thing, though, Rocky, for Bowling Green, right here off I-75, this wind is negligible, and that's something that usually isn't the case.
I was going to say, we've caught games here together before, and that wind's whipping through here 20, 25 miles an hour. But like you said, cold, but the wind should not be a factor, at least here early.
I'll tell you who is a factor. Frank Solich has done a remarkable job in his 9th year, the head coach of the Ohio Bobcats. Grew up in the city of Cleveland. He has Ohio bowl eligible for the 7th time in his 9th year here at the helm of this program. They've gone to 4 straight and won a couple.
Well,
Speaks
he's
volumes.
Really built this program, and the addition of Tyler Tettleton at quarterback, those 2 guys have really been responsible for putting OU on the map.
tell you about Dave Clawson and his Bowling Green program coming up in a moment. So settle back and enjoy it, everybody. Anthony Farinella has it on the tee. It's Bowling Green in Ohio. Game on inside Deutsch Perry Stadium. This is Nathan Carpenter on the Ohio return as he got upended as he crossed the 25-yard line. So Tyler Tettleton to bring his football team out on the football field. Tettleton with this Ohio offense. And again, last week they just never got going in that 30-3 loss at Buffalo. But Tettleton, the holder of 9 different Ohio Bobcat quarterbacking records.
He does, and one of his best attributes is his accuracy. But last week, that really left him. He missed some wide-open wide receivers, and again, had an absolute buzzsaw of a defense in that Buffalo Bull team. But again, he's got to play better tonight. He's got to play big.
Tettleton with Bo Blankenship, the senior, offset. And this is Blankenship on that first down call, and there's just nothing there. As blowing that up on the Bowling Green side was middle linebacker Paul Swan. Let's take a look at the offense for Ohio. It's Mike McQueen, who has come a long way at that left tackle spot with Ryan McGrath at the right tackle. Of course, they lost NFLer Eric Herman, who made 51 starts a year ago. Bo Blankenship, the running back. Wide receivers, good group. Dante Foster, Chase Cochran, and Matt Waters. Now swing this out and put it in the hands of running back for Ohio, as making that catch was Ian Dixon, the young wide receiver. But Bowling Green stout defense all over that. Back at the 25, that's going to be a loss of 5.
Well, and this veteran, the wide receiver position is a veteran group. Coach Schulte talks about it with us this week. They got to show up big, and he even said, make no mistake, the wide receivers have got to come up with some big plays in order for OU to be successful tonight.
On 3rd and 13, Tettleton to put it up. He'll zip that out, and it was dropped. It was on the hands of wide receiver Matt Waters, and he wasn't able to hang on. So you see Ohio with the avant-garde metallic look tonight.
The chameleon look.
Those
numbers are hard to make out from this booth. The kids love them, though.
3 and out, and they're going to have to punt the football away. Grant Venom will stand at his 10. Ryan Burbrink to accept for Bowling Green. And that football will check up on Venom and be down at the 46-yard line. So excellent operating positions after just the 29-yard punt from Ohio. Well, we'll get our first look now at the third-year sophomore, Matt Johnson out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Rocky, what a stabilizing force he's been. He's hitting 65% of his throws. And coming off a performance last week against Miami, there you see it. Went for 252 yards and 3 touchdowns, going 20 of 26 in the big Bowling Green win.
And one of the best things he does and this entire Bowling Green offense does is take care of the football. They only have 6 turnovers, which is first in the FBS. They really take care of the football. That's a key for their winning ways.
His first down call is off play action. Gonna load it up deep for Joplin, who made the grab. Sean Joplin at the 10-yard line. Big throw from Matt Johnson to his wideout Joplin.
Wow, they start this game off with a bang, Mike. Play action pass. Again, really set up by that strong run game there. See the fake, and then Matt Johnson, ever so poised in the pocket, just delivers a strike to Joplin, the leading wide receiver. And that is the way you start a football game, again, with such many MAC East implications here tonight.
43-yard pitch and catch from Johnson to Joplin. So the J guys on first down coming center stage. That zone read. This is Travis Green. He's got the edge. Green to the corner. Touchdown. Light up the board for 6. Travis Green and Bowling Green.
This Bowling Green offense in the cold weather of Deutsch Perry Stadium has showed up to play. You see Travis Green right there. Look, he has the speed right there just to do that. Bounce it to the outside. Defenders can't get out there, and he takes it in for the touchdown. 2 plays, and Bowling Green is already up 6.
I told you he's averaging in the open, averaging better than 6 yards per carry is Travis Green, his 6th touchdown run of the year. Tyler Tate to add the PAT out of the hold of Alex Kerr. He's perfect on that. It took but 41 seconds on 2 plays for Bowling Green to travel the 54 yards to put 7 on the board.
And this offensive line for BG is big right there, and they're going to be big all night.
Travis Green with that 11-yard touchdown run on the second play, the second snap offensively for Bowling Green, his 6th touchdown of the year, as the BG Falcons off to this very quick start. Takes it 2 plays and 41 seconds of offensive play time. That's coming out with a purpose.
Absolutely. And if you're Ohio coming in here as the underdogs, that is not the way to start a football game.
This is Nathan Carpenter from the 3 on the Ohio return. Carpenter saw a bit of a crease and found his way across the 30-yard line before that Bowling Green kick cover team got on him. Brian Sutton, backup DB, made that stop on Carpenter.
One thing you already noticed from the beginning of this game is how dominant that front is for Bowling Green's defense. The offensive line for OU really has his hands full.
Take a look at it. Ted Ouellette and Jarius Campbell in the middle of this 4-3. The linebackers lost Gabe Martin, so Justin Ford has had to step in. DJ Lynch outstanding on the other end with Paul Swan in the middle. This is a veteran secondary led by Boo Boo Gates and Rylan Ward, the pair of veteran safeties. Let's see what Tyler Tettleton gets. Tettleton off play action. Tettleton being flushed outside that pocket and is going to get run out of bounds. Is making that stop for Bowling Green was Charlie Walker, the 4th-year junior out of Sterling Heights, Michigan.
Again, you already see the pressure. Zach Colvin, the defensive tackle, busted through that line and forced Tyler Tettleton out to his right. Now, I will say this. Tyler Tettleton is very good when he's creating outside the pocket. He's kind of like the old gunslinger. He wears the same number Brett Favre. Plays like that, but he's got to, at some point, get a little bit of safety back in that pocket so he can set his feet and deliver the ball.
On 2nd and 12, Tettleton's throw way over the head of wide receiver Matt Waters. Waters was in coverage with one of the nickel DBs for Bowling Green. That's Jude Barima. And it's going to bring up a 3rd long and Rocky. Now, this is the 2nd possession. And on 2nd and 3rd down, Tettleton and Ohio way behind the sticks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're off schedule. And again, it's that front by Bowling Green's really applying the pressure right off the get-go here. And they're setting themselves up again for another 3rd and long.
5 plays run, just 5 yards of total offense for Ohio. Tettleton on 3rd and long. He'll drill that out. And it was it caught or was it juggled? They're saying that it's juggled and incomplete. And that's going to be another 3 and out for the Ohio Bobcats.
And the wide receiver, Mario Dovell, had a chance right there, but Cameron Truss, the cornerback, did a nice job of playing in man-to-man coverage and smacked that ball away, forcing the punt.
The senior out of Columbus, Dovell, not able to come up with it, so a pair of 3 and outs. Grant Venom stand at his 15-yard line. Ryan Burbrink back at the 35 of Bowling Green. Bowling Green going to come after it, and Venom is going to take off. Oh, he's not going to get there as he got drilled out of bounds at the 32-yard line. You talk about a field position change as Travis Green, the running back for Bowling Green, was in on that special teams hit. Rocky, I don't know if that was by design. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think he caught that ball and immediately saw 4 or 5 Bowling Green defenders right in his lap. And he decided, he said, look, rather than punt this and get it blocked, I'm going to take a chance and try to escape. But obviously being 4th and long, no chance at all. And again, perfect field position for Bowling Green to really impose their will upon this Ohio Bobcat team right now.
Already up 7-0. 2 plays and a touchdown on the board in their first possession. Zone read, and then Johnson's going to load it up again. Going to put it up to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Heath Jackson, Bowling Green.
Everything is working right now for Bowling Green. Matt Johnson threw this ball. This ball hung way up in the air. Those defenders for Ohio, you've got to find a way to get that ball out right there and smack it away. But again, credit Heath Jackson with the concentration coming down with the football for the touchdown.
Bowling Green lost their outstanding receiver Chris Gallen for the year, and Heath Jackson has stepped in beautifully, as Dave Clawson told us yesterday, and he hauled in that touchdown throw from Matt Johnson. Bowling Green with a lightning bolt. They're up 14-0. First touchdown grab of the year for Heath Jackson, who started this year down in the depth chart. But Matt Johnson has got a very, very hot hand here in just 3 offensive plays.
He is on fire, and it's man-to-man coverage by OU. You see right there the linebacker, Ben Russell, kind of quits on the play right there and allows Heath Jackson to get behind him. And again, the terrific concentration while that ball hung in the air a bit. But again, Mike, right there is a former defensive player. You'd like to think that ball hanging like that, a DB, a cornerback, someone's got to get in and make a play on that ball while it's in the air.
So how is Ohio going to respond? They have been just absolutely shell-shocked here as that kickoff from Bowling Green's Anthony Farinella out of the field of play. Rocky Frank Solich told us as we spoke to him preparing yesterday that he's got a lot of upperclassmen, but he's asking them now after the loss to Buffalo to be a little bit more vocal, take ownership of your program. We're going to find out if those words from the head coach got through to this group.
Well, absolutely. Versus Buffalo, especially the young guys, looked like they had the deer in the headlights, Mike. It kind of looked like the game was a little bit too big for them. And Frank wanted those seniors, those veterans, to be more vocal and talk. It's one thing to lead by example, but especially those seniors got to be more vocal and get them guys going. If there was ever an opportunity, a time for them to do that, it is right now being down 14.
The fifth-year senior Tyler Tettleton will fire that bubble screen. Dante Foster made the grab, but I mean, Bowling Green's veteran corner, Aaron Foster, just ate that up.
And again, they're just all about pressure. They attack the line of scrimmage. Them linebackers and safeties, we'll see Boo-Boo Gates up on the line of scrimmage in those gaps, and the cornerbacks are always very aggressive on the outside. They like to press. They like to play man-to-man.
2nd down and 8 after that short pickup of 2. Tettleton will throw the bubble to the other side. Play it pitch and catch. That's Matt Waters with the grab. And Waters is going to work his way up over the 30-yard line. It's a little better for Ohio. Going to bring up 3rd down and a makeable 4.
Well, Matt Waters was the leading receiver last week at 4 catches for 40 yards. He actually had, in the second series of the game, he had a big grab that came back because of a penalty. But again, they need a lot of production out of Matt Waters.
Frank Solich told us he's looking for explosion plays from his receiving core because of the stoutness of Bowling Green's defense. 3rd and 4 for Tettleton. Pressure coming. Tettleton is swarmed under sack time. Bowling Green defensively. Well, the Falcons had a lot of heat on. And one of the first there was Taylor Weister. Weister, a 3rd-year sophomore who wears number 51.
Again, there was nobody open, Mike, and then it was just all those guys up front. You see Ted Owlette right there is the big defensive tackle. The guys in the back end covered him up man-to-man, nowhere to go with the football, and Tyler Tettleton had to take the sack.
Nope, no 1st down again, so that's 3 series of downs without one as Ryan Burbrink will fair catch the Grant Venom punt at the 28-yard line for Bowling Green.
It was very interesting, Mike. We talked to Frank Solich this week, Ohio's coach, and he talked about the offensive line must show up. They're young, but they got to show up here tonight. So far, they haven't.
Well, speaking of offensive starters, you see Ryan Burbrink, Heath Jackson, Sean Joplin. You see Joplin and Jackson make large, big plays offensively. Alex Baer, an excellent tight end, and Travis Green, as we said, already has been in the end zone. Now you'll see Tyler Beck, who wears number 89. They use Beck as the H-back out of this I behind Matt Johnson with Green at the tail. 3rd possession, Bowling Green. They put a perfect 14 points on the board in less than 5 minutes. This is Travis Green on the cutback. Green got 6 on that 1st down total.
One thing, again, Frank Solich talked about this week was last week they got absolutely run out of the stadium by Brandon Oliver. He had 249 yards on the ground. They've got to find a way to stop this rushing attack led by Travis Green, William Houston, and all the rest of them.
Looking at the defensive starters for Ohio, Ben Russell, that middle linebacker, and of course that secondary features Travis Carey, the outstanding 2-time All-MAC performer on the corner. 2nd and 4 for Matt Johnson. Zone read, Johnson, 1st down, a lot more. Johnson near the midfield stripe. That's 15 yards and a 1st down. Zone read principles, Rocky, and they run it extremely well.
And the guy can do it all. He's so accurate, so poised in the pocket, but then he can also do right there, again, perfect decision, reading the defensive end right there, Terrell Basham, perfect read, he tucks it and runs, and again, it's so prevalent nowadays, Mike, the dual threat quarterbacks, and Matt Johnson is a real playmaker.
As we go along tonight, we'll tell you in an absolute spark that young man right there, the third-year sophomore out of Harrisburg, PA, Matt Johnson, he was not the starter when the season began way back in August against Tulsa.
Wasn't the starter, but already has 3 MAC Player of the Week awards.
More zone read, and this time Ohio's defense is there to swarm on Travis Green, making that first hit for the Ohio Bobcats. Was able to come up was Cameron McLeod. McLeod, big fella in the middle, wears 94.
One thing you'll see tonight, Ohio's defense, they rotate about 8 or 9 guys in the middle right there. They like to keep the fresh bodies at the defensive tackle and defensive end position. They got a lot of good ones.
When you average 6 a carry, there's not a lot of negative plays for Travis Green, but Cameron McLeod just took him down for a loss of 1, so call it 2nd and 11. With 4 wide, Johnson to put it up. Johnson will zip that comeback route, and Joplin's made the grab inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. That's 15 yards on the throw from Matt Johnson to Sean Joplin. Comeback route, Rock.
And watch Matt Johnson on this play. Gets a snap, no happy feet in the pocket, goes through his progressions, and then zing. That ball finishes so well for Matt Johnson. Always seems to be in the perfect spot where his wide receivers can catch it and get more yardage up the field.
There's Matt Johnson with his numbers. He's perfect. How about Sean Joplin? 2 catches for 57 yards in the opening quarter. 3 possessions for Bowling Green, and they have been electric hot. Go back to the ground game off that zone read. This is Travis Green. He's outside the numbers and come free. Green's got 13 more as Bowling Green pretty much getting anything they want play selection-wise.
It's so hard to believe. In the offseason, the running back position had a real hole in it, so they decided to convert Travis Green to running back, and he looks like a natural. Looks like he's been doing it his whole life. He's, again, good between the tackles, but he can bounce out, and he has the speed to beat guys in the second level.
3 carries of the football, 29 yards for that young man, Travis Green. Bowling Green knocking on the red zone door yet again. Green on the call. This time Ohio's defense closed that off as the linebackers were able to flow and fill, and Ben Russell, that sophomore out of Oak Hills High School, there's Russell in Cincinnati, made the stop.
Ben Russell, right from my hometown, Cincinnati, Ohio, Oak Hills High School. He's been a real spark for him at the middle linebacker position. Smart kid. He's been dealing with a shoulder all year. Tough to deal with in practice, but the guy comes out and he's played really well. Coach Solich thinks he has a great future ahead of him.
Travis Green going to line up on the edge here. 4 wide receivers. Ronnie Moore in with Joplin, Burbrink. Johnson came underneath. That football was caught and then dropped, and they're ruling it incomplete. Heath Jackson had it momentarily, but up off that corner was Devin Bass. Nice defensive play by the 3rd-year sophomore from Ohio.
And that's what Devin Bass does best. He is great when the ball is in the air. Whether it's high, whether it's low, he finds a way to get those PBUs to knock those balls away. A great compliment to the other great cornerback they have in Travis Carey.
Bring up 3rd and 9 now. The line to make is down at the 15-yard line from Matt Johnson and Bowling Green. Johnson looking to put it up. Fires his throw, and that is caught at the 10-yard line. First down, Bowling Green. Sean Joplin with his 3rd catch in the opening quarter. You saw Matt Johnson out here about 5 o'clock today, Rock, throwing nothing but lasers when he warmed up.
Well, and it's easy for Matt Johnson. There's so many playmakers on this offense. We talked about Heath Jackson. There's Sean Joplin. We'll see Alex Baer, the tight end. Again, they got the running backs, Travis Green, and another guy running back we'll see as we get closer to the goal line here, Mike, is the big fella, William Houston.
260-pounder. 3rd catch for Sean Joplin for 67 yards. Red zone time again, Bowling Green. This is Travis Green looking for a block from Bayer. Got to the corner. Powered inside the 5, down to the 3. Rock, he's 180 pounds. And when Anton Samuel, and by the way, Green and Samuel from the same high school in Florida, Dave Clawson told us when Anton Samuel last year, outstanding freshman running back, he decided to leave the program, everybody thought the running game was done.
Yeah, and that's why they had to convert Travis Green to running back. And again, he's shown all the natural things. It looks like a guy that's done it his whole life. Again, right there, he had the patience to wait for the block for Bear before he cut it upfield.
Nice second and goal now from the 3 from Matt Johnson out of the gun. 4 wide for Bowling Green.
Man defense again for Ohio.
Johnson, quarterback draw. Good move, but did not get to that final stripe as he got gunned down. Coming up on that hit was Josh Kristoff, the strong safety, second on this team in tackles for Ohio.
And that was a great job. The danger when you play man-to-man is when you have a running quarterback like Matt Johnson, a lot of defenders, their backs are to him, so when he decides to tuck that ball, a lot of times there's a lot of running room, and right there, again, a nice job by the safety, Josh Kristoff, coming up and attacking Matt Johnson.
265-pound William Houston is in, looking for a direct snap. Houston. I don't know if he got there. Now, Bowling Green waiting for a signal. He's in. Touchdown. William Houston, the transfer from Ohio State, had a touchdown against Miami last week. He was their short yardage bull, and he got in for the 3rd Bowling Green TD of the opening quarter.
Well, coming into the game, he only had 33 rushes, but had 8 touchdowns. He's the guy, again, you get inside that 10, 5-yard line. They're going to give it to the big fella. Again, former Ohio State, came to Bowling Green, walked on, and he has been just another weapon for this Bowling Green offense. Tremendous player.
The play is under further review.
All right, as we know, all over the FBS college football, every touchdown is under review, and they're going to come upstairs and take a look at it with our replay veteran, Tom Workman. Rocky and I talked to Tom and his replay staff before the football game tonight.
Officiating was a little bit of an issue for Ohio last week. As we get another look at the touchdown, we'll see if he had crossed the line. It's hard to tell right there if he was able to get the nose of that football across.
Big fellas up front were giving him a push, weren't they?
They were. You got to give Ohio a little bit of credit right there. This is a very powerful offensive line. Again, he got across the line. The question would be is if his knee hit before he was able to reach.
And those 2 big seniors, as referee Mark Kluzinski, the white hat, of course, he's in contact with Tom Workman and the staff upstairs. The Chief, they call him the Chief, David Kekaweva. Where's number 65, the center, and that 290-pound senior left guard, Dominic Fluellen. They're the bellwethers of that O-line.
Well, they always feel comfortable running on the interior part of this line, again, with the left guard, center, and right guard.
Touchdown.
They confirmed it, and again, the interior portion of that Bowling Green line is so powerful, probably the best guard-center guard combination in the MAC.
Falcons ran the football 8 times in that 11-play drive, and if Tyler Tate connects on the PAT, they will have put 21 points on the board. That is perfection on 3 drives for the Bowling Green Falcons, as Tate will convert. And everybody in orange and brown, like Travis Green, loving it here. Green with a dash to the corner for the first touchdown of the night. Heath Jackson with a touchdown grab from Matt Johnson. And now William Houston, big Bowling Green lead. Back football on a very chilly November night here at Deutsch Perry Stadium. Not chilly at all to an electric hot band of Bowling Green Falcons. 21-0 lead, 3 possessions. They put 7 on the board in all 3 of them. And again, we ask again, a veteran Ohio group, but they got rocked last week by Buffalo. How are they going to respond to this adversity? Nathan Carpenter from the 5. Well, let's check that. It's Devin Bass. They flip-flop sides, and Bass got upended as he hit the 20-yard line.
This Ohio offense so far tonight has been stymied. They have 10 plays and have netted 0 yards. 3 of those plays have been for minus yardage. I mean, absolutely nothing going. The offensive line not blocking well. Tyler Teldon does not have any time to throw, and when he does, he hasn't been very accurate.
This Bowling Green defense, they rank 1 or 2 in virtually every category in the Mid-American Conference. Chris Jones, they lost an All-American, the MAC Defensive Player of the Year last year, now in the NFL. Tettleton in all kinds of trouble. Tyler Tettleton finally got to the edge and got ushered out of bounds by Bowling Green's Cameron Truss. So the 5th-year senior out of Norman North High School in Norman, Oklahoma, Tyler Tettleton trying to put some juice into his offense.
Well, he needs to. Again, he has really put the Ohio football program on the map. But again, he just has a history of not showing up in big games. There's no bigger game than one tonight, but they find themselves in quite a hole down 21.
Tettleton on 2nd and 8 will throw that square in, and that's Chase Cochran who made the grab. The 4th-year junior. Now, he's a big play guy. He averages 21 yards per reception.
Because he's also probably the fastest Ohio Bobcat on their football team. He's a speed guy. And if there's ever a time for a speed guy, it's in a game where you're down like 3 touchdowns. You're going to have to find a way for those veteran wide receivers to get downfield and start putting a few points on the board.
Now, this is their 4th possession of the opening quarter, the first time they've been in 3rd and short. 3rd and 1. Blankenship. He didn't get there. He did not get there as he got tripped up, leading the Bowling Green charge. Jarius Campbell, the 296-pound senior. Jarius Campbell out of Pickerington North High School.
Bowling Green tonight has just utterly dominated in every phase of this football game. It's amazing. Again, just the penetration. You see right there, shooting gaps. Really right there, Thomas just pushed the offensive lineman right back into the lap of the running back. Tripped him up before he could get going. Another 3 and out.
Ryan Burbrink, the fair catch that at the 38-yard line. They've had 3 3-and-outs, and punter Grant Venom ran the football out of punt formation and didn't convert on that 4th possession. The Ohio training staff, athletic staff out to, we're not sure, can't see a number, very, very difficult to tell, and did not see that young man go down. Now, I don't want to speculate because there's special teams, and we'll just wait and see. Let's take a look at it and see if we can pick up and identify the Ohio special teamer.
It looks like he was the gunner on the punt right there. I don't know if he just knocked knees with a defender and he went down hard there. We're going to take a look at him.
Bowling Green is going to get the football back. Ready with this 3-touchdown lead. Let's check and see. Is that?
Well, 18
Travis
is Travis
Carey?
Carey, but there's also another number 18, J.D. Sprague. I can't believe that Travis Carey would be playing gunner on punt team.
Yeah, that's hard to believe as well, although Sprague is a quarterback. So, all right, well, we'll keep an eye on that and see what we come up with. For now, Bowling Green with their 4th possession. There's still 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in this opening quarter. And Bowling Green, Matt Johnson is just absolutely scalding. He and his offense are as electric hot as this 29-degree night is chilly here at Deutsch Perry Stadium.
Coach Clausen talked about this week. Matt Johnson is a ball player, tremendous competitor, loves to grind, loves to do the dirty work, and he is really putting on a show tonight.
Now Johnson off that zone read is going to keep the football, and look at him slash his way to the 45-yard line. See, that's a pickup of 6 on first down. We'll get our numbers guy, Tom Boshenik, to let us know what Bowling Green is averaging on first down plays in this opening quarter. They are 118 yards of first down offense here in the opening quarter. Matt Johnson, the trigger man of this outburst for Bowling Green. Again, they put up 45 last week down at Yager Stadium against Miami. Travis Green off the cutback, and he's got a first down at the midfield stripe. He averages better than 6 a carry, and that's exactly what he picked up on that second down call.
You've got to be able to hold the edge with a guy like Travis Green who can get horizontal so quick. He can cut back on a dime. And remember, we talked again to Frank Solich this week, Ohio. He said last week they had a lot of issues with gap integrity. And again, with a guy like Brandon Oliver last week and a running back like Travis Green this week, very important to have the right guys in the right gaps, because if they're not there, Travis Green can take you for a long one.
Johnson on first down, another carry for Travis Green, and this time he got rocked. Well, coming up from that secondary for Ohio was Xavier Hughes, fifth-year senior. There's Hughes, wears number 23. He put a shot on Travis Green.
Now there we go. There's some senior leadership, Mike, by the fifth-year senior Hughes coming up and laying a stick on Green. That's what it's going to take for Ohio right now. They got to find a way to put some hits on some guys, try to pop that ball out, create some turnovers. They have put themselves in quite a hole to start this football game.
And this crowd that is largely orange and brown, of course, inside Deutsch Perry Stadium, they are loving it. How about that for a first 15 minutes? Bowling Green with a 21-0 lead on Ohio. Don't go away. We're coming right back. 15 scalding minutes in the books for Matt Johnson and his Bowling Green offense. 171 first quarter yards.
They're averaging 10 yards per play. They are putting on a clinic right now.
That'll work, won't it? 10 yards every time they snap it, and they're up 21. Johnson, gun middle. And that throw was hauled in by Ryan Burbrink. Burbrink, the possession receiver, 5'8" sophomore. Had a 67-yard punt return TD against Tulsa. And also Burbrink with a 92-yard touchdown catch at Kent State. Big play guy.
Big play guy.
Little fella, 5'8", big play guy. You and I were checking him out as we were walking the turf before the game tonight. Now first down for the 38. Johnson play action. Well, he had Burbrink there, and that throw had too much on it and fell incomplete.
And that was a rare, highly thrown ball by Matt Johnson. Again, always the model of accuracy at 66% on the year. That ball sailed on him just a little bit, and you can see he's frustrated with the kind of performance him and his offense have put up tonight. That's really the only negative or bad play they've had all night.
Yeah, they're about to run their 10th play in Ohio territory. Man, Tom Boshenik with all the numbers, as always, best in the business all over that. And Fred Coppett is at the tailback spot now, wearing number 12, offset with Johnson. And this is Coppett on that zone read with speed outside the numbers to the 20-yard line. Boy, Fred Coppett, he got through that crease right now.
Fred Coppett says, I want in on some of this action tonight. It's been all Travis Green, but you see they pull the left guard and left tackle right there, and Coppett does the rest, finds the small seam, and then just turns on the jets. And again, it's really just pick your poison. So many weapons on this Bowling Green offense. Travis Green gets a little bit of a blow, and here comes Coppett putting on a performance of his own.
Good look at Fred Coppett for 16 yards there. He's a true freshman, only a $175. Coppett again, second consecutive carry. Going a little bit tougher off the right side there as he got slowed up, and Ben Russell made the stop, middle linebacker. Russell also got some help from Keith Moore, the outside backer. Just underway in quarter number 2. Bowling Green looking for more. Michael Regai, Rocky Boyman, and our ESPN crew. Great to have you along tonight in Deutsch Perry Stadium, one of the legendary venues, not just in the MAC, but all over college football. Now Johnson gonna zip that out. Caught, good move. Heath Jackson. Jackson down inside the 2 before he got tumbled to the ground. Just a quick out, quick hitch. Jackson made the grab. Almost had his second touchdown of the night.
And we'll get another look at it right here. And Jameel Shaw, the cornerback, right, he just gave up on that play, Mike. I mean, that's not something, again, your team's down 21 points right now. You got to be making a lot more effort right there. Again, the redshirt senior. And again, the red zone domination by Bowling Green, scoring on 31 of their 34 trips.
Big fella William Houston in, and this is Houston seeking out that goal line. Did he get in? Yeah, he did. Touchdown, William Houston, and Bowling Green, their 4th touchdown in the first 17 minutes of this football game.
And Ohio is absolutely shell-shocked. You take a look again at the replay. Nothing fancy, Mike. This is just hat on a hat. Good old-fashioned football with the big fella punching in for the touchdown. And I know, Mike, we talked about Ohio was a little bit of the underdog coming in, but everybody expected a much better performance by the Bobcats here tonight. They are utterly stunned right now.
Tyler Tate, a lot of work. Tyler Tate, he's added his 4th PAT early second quarter. William Houston, talking about moving the pile to get in the zone. Second TD for Houston. All Bowling Green up 20, 8-0. Well, the Falcons of Bowling Green, just absolutely explosive. We haven't even played 18 minutes of football tonight. Bowling Green has had the football 4 times. They put 28 points on the board. As we take a look at the MAC East, and if this holds up tonight, now Buffalo is in a big one 15 miles to the north of here at Glass Bowl Stadium, trying to win their 8th in a row against also hot Toledo Rockets from the MAC West. Still swinging over, of course, tomorrow night, that big one, Ball State in Northern Illinois, ready to collide at Husky Stadium in DeKalb, Illinois. Well, look at Toledo. If they beat Buffalo tonight, they go to 5-1 in Rock. A week from tomorrow night, Northern Illinois comes into Glass Bowl Stadium to tangle with Matt Campbell in Toledo. How about that back-to-back for number 15 in the BCS, the Northern Illinois Huskies, home to Ball State, to Toledo next week.
So many great MAC games coming down here toward the end of the season, but again, if Bowling Green here in the East can go on and obviously in well position to secure this win tonight, they meet Buffalo in the last game of the season on Black Friday, and that is going to be one heck of a matchup again to determine the MAC East winner.
That's Nathan Carpenter on the Ohio return, and a fine return it is, out over the 30 to the 32-yard line for Nathan Carpenter. The name is familiar. Big brother, Bobby, outstanding linebacker at Ohio State and then in the NFL. You wonder about, Rocky, where's the psyche right now of this Ohio football team? They're trying to go to a bowl for their 5th consecutive year. But if they don't win tonight, their MAC East division hopes are going to be dashed, and they have just been blitzed here early on. Tyler Tettleton off play action, and a throw that drag route, and was it caught? Nope, they're saying it's incomplete. Trying to make that grab was Anthony Talbert, the backup tight end, transfer from NC State.
And again, Tyler Tettleton, always the model of accuracy right there, had a wide open Anthony Talbert and just missed through the football. If he hits him in stride, that's a first down and maybe a 20-yard gain.
So Tettleton trying to get going. And he finds Dante Foster, Chase Cochran, his big play guys. Tettleton's throw is on time there, but then Troy Hill coughed up the football. Now, are they saying that that was a catch? Yes, they are. So Troy Hill made the catch, and he got greeted rudely by free safety Ryland Ward, but they're calling that a completion, and the first down of the night for Ohio.
Look at the stick, boom, right there. Perfect tackle by Ryland Ward, put his head on the football. Unfortunately for Ohio, it goes out of bounds. That's been the most successful play OU's had all night.
Yep, biggest play of the night. Tettleton will trigger the out. Dante Foster made the grab. Cameron Truss pushed him out of bounds.
And that's what I like right now. They're going with a little more up-tempo, not traditionally a tempo team, but you get a few plays going, you want to keep that tempo up, come right back to the line of scrimmage, and try to string a couple plays together, 2, 3, 4, and march it on down the field. Mike, there's no 28-point play out there. They got to put some drives together and get one before you get the second one.
I hear you, partner. Thank you for the clarification. As Tyler Tettleton's throw did not connect with tight end Troy Hill, the 5th-year senior. Rock, is it a good move, though, you think? And here we're talking about veterans. Tim Elvin, the offensive coordinator. He's been with Frank Solich for 9 years at Ohio. These guys are in lockstep. Good move to pick up the pace?
I think so. And again, I think football is such a momentum game. You get some positive plays. You want to come back to the line and try to keep that momentum going. I've always been a big believer of that. And Ohio needs any momentum they can muster right now.
Yeah, they don't want to look at that board too much. They're down 28. Tettleton on 3rd and 5. Going to throw the fade, and Dante Foster couldn't haul it in. Foster was being covered by Jude Ijebarima, the nickelback, but Foster had that on his hands, did the veteran receiver.
And usually Foster is such a sure-handed guy, and this is a play they got to have. Ijebarima got a little bit of hand on his arm right there, but Foster's got to come up with that ball, and he knows it right there. He knows he let a big play get away.
The 5th time that Grant Venom has been on the football field. He punted it now for the 4th time. Remember, he ran out of punt formation on 4th down on the other. Burbrinkle fair catch at the 10-yard line. Well, but the only thing positive for Ohio right now is they flipped field position there to start Bowling Green back at their 11-yard line on this series.
And here's the big thing, too. Frank Solich this whole week talked about how we got to establish the run game. But when you're down 4 touchdowns, there's no establishing the run game. All of a sudden now your best running back, Bo Blankenship, that whole attribute is completely taken out of the football game, and you become one-dimensional.
And the conversation, always love talking to Frank Solich, as we said. He's already 7th, by the way, on the MAC head coaching win list in this conference. 7th all-time, 65 MAC wins coming into tonight. Misdirection now to Travis Green. Green spun out of a tackle. Travis Green, sensational moves outside the numbers and finally dragged down at the 44-yard line. That is 32 yards for Travis Green. Rocky, 2 moves that were just out of sight.
This man keeps making plays like this. He is going to be playing on Sundays. Watch this cut. Boom, right there. Just completely fakes out Xavier Hughes. Watch this cut again. This is tremendous. The spin move and then that right there. That is something you cannot teach. The one-step cut and gone.
Rocky, that's wrong.
It's wrong.
I mean, that's just wrong.
It's unfair right now.
He did not do that. Matt Johnson off the hands of Sean Joplin, who was trying to haul in his 4th catch here in the first half. Remember, Travis Green, again, we're talking, he's 180 pounds now. Just 180 pounds out of Carroll City, Florida. Averages better than 6 yards a carry, already over 1,000 yards on the year. And Rocky, you mentioned it, converted from the wide receiver position during spring football.
And again, I mean, that's all natural. That's something you can't teach. But obviously, Dave Clawson saw a spark, something special in that young man, and he has really been the difference. I'll tell you right now, though, for Ohio, their best defensive player, Travis Carey, is not in the game right now. We saw him go down on the punt, and Matt Johnson's going to exploit that.
Well, Johnson just gunned at that quick slant. There's Ronnie Moore for the first time tonight. Well, Ronnie Moore, also a true freshman, just 164 pounds. He's the Bowling Green version of Dree Archer, the dynamic, multi-purpose receiver, running back, kick returner at Kent State.
Just so impressive about this team that Clawson's put together. They got the upperclassmen making contributions, but also the freshmen as well, just like Moore, William Houston, the running back, Fred Coppett, the other running back.
Now on 3rd and 4, blitz coming. Johnson will beat the blitz through that hot read to Heath Jackson. Well, again, Jackson stepping in for the injured Chris Gallen, getting better every week, as Dave Clawson told us yesterday.
And that's always the mark of a great football team, Mike. In my opinion, it's always next man up. You can't have a bunch of star players, and if they go down, your season's in the tank. You got to have that next guy to be able to step up, that shows a great coach, that gets in there, he develops his football players. And again, Dave Clawson has built quite a program here in Bowling Green.
Heath Jackson, you saw it out of Ada, Ohio, the home, of course, Ohio Northern, a Division III program, right here in Northwest Ohio. Johnson, go back to the zone read. Well, this time Travis Green could not elude middle linebacker Ben Russell.
And right now, Mike, it goes without saying, Ohio needs a negative play. They need a tackle for loss, and more importantly, they'd like to get a turnover, some sort of an interception, forced fumble. But again, Bowling Green is the best team in the country at taking care of the football. Yeah. Only 6 turnovers all year. That's tremendous.
I was going to say, Rock, maybe a sudden change defensive play that if it doesn't put 6 on the board, gives you an opportunity. That's what Ohio desires. 2nd and 10 for Matt Johnson. Pressure coming. Well, Johnson's throw, there it is. It was picked off, intercepted as Johnson put that up for grabs, and Xavier Hughes came away with a pick. We just talked about it.
Well, I was just going to say, above all else, they need a spark right now, and we called it the turnover. Again, Matt Johnson got a little bit of pressure, forced him to his outside, and Xavier Hughes with an unbelievable play, jump in front of the wide receiver, and he has injected some energy back in this Bobcat football team.
All right, so there is maybe your sudden change turnover. Let's see if it helps Ohio down by 4 touchdowns. Yeah, it's a little bit surprising, but it is correct. 28-0 Bowling Green. Michael Regai, Rocky Boyman, and now the tough task for Ohio is that they're trying to get this done against a Bowling Green defense that ranks up at the top of almost every MAC-D category.
And I think if you're Ohio U right now, after the sudden change, you take a shot downfield, Mike. What do you got to lose at this point? Try to find Matt Waters. Try to find Dante Foster.
Chase Cochran, big play capable.
They got the guys that can do it. It's up to Tettleton to deliver it.
This is Bo Blankenship off that zone read. Look at the speed of Blankenship. Turn that corner and into Bowling Green territory for the first time tonight. That's a gain of 15 for Bo Blankenship.
And you got to love Bo Blankenship. Probably not the best running back in the MAC, but I'll tell you, one of the most hardest working running backs. The game matters to him. You can tell he just loves football, always keeps those legs churning. Great to see him getting involved.
And a fifth-year senior. This is Dante Foster on the bubble screen. Oh, that football came out. Foster got rocked, and Bowling Green's Ryland Ward has come up with the turnover. Fumble recovery from Bowling Green. Ward the free safety on it after Foster got blown up.
We'll take a look at it. Again, just poor security right there. Couldn't tell who knocked it out, but again, you see a lot of Bowling Green defenders right along the play. Looked like it was Aaron Foster. Excuse me, maybe it was Paul Swan. He has a knack for forcing fumbles. He had one last week.
Yep, it was Swan, 33. Middle backer Paul Swan, the senior out of Ouachita, Wisconsin. Ryland Ward came up with that fumble recovery. Brookhaven High in Columbus. Back to work for Matt Johnson, play action. What pressure coming, and he got taken down. There's some heat from Ohio as we get on that stop for the Ohio Bobcats defensively was
Nick Barber.
Barber to back up DN, yeah.
Yeah. Again, they rotate so many guys. Came on the twist stunt right there. The protection for Bowling Green did not pass it off. And Barber got in with a nice play. That's what they need. They need more and more big plays, sacks, forced fumbles, obviously interceptions like we saw from Hughes earlier.
Loss of 4 there as Johnson got sacked by Barber. Now Johnson will gun that slant again. He's honed in with Heath Jackson. Well, Jackson can't say it enough. What a terrific job he's done, although he's going to come up a little bit shy. Jackson making his 4th catch of here in the first half. And Johnson has established him as one of his go-to guys, just as he did the guy he replaced, Chris Gallen.
What is, and we called a game here a few weeks ago,
Yeah,
and it was Chris Gallen who was all over the place.
You're right.
And now again, Keith Johnson involving so many weapons for this offense.
It's 3rd down and 3 now. Line to make right at the midfield stripe. Travis Green trying to get to the edge. Green on the cutback. Shaking tackles. Travis Green. What a dynamic running back the young man from Florida is. 1st down, Bowling Green.
And usually when you see a smaller statured guy, again, Travis Green, 5'10", 181 pounds, is not good in the junk, in the mix-up in there, Mike, but he is so tough. Spins off guys, breaks tackles, he refuses to go down, always turning forward for positive yardage.
He's already had 5 100-yard-plus performances here. With his 6th touchdown in the books tonight here in the opening quarter. Travis Green, remember the name. Green again on the carry, cutting back. Travis Green still alive. Rocky got 8 more this 180-pounder.
And I'll tell you what, Mike, being a former linebacker, there's nothing more demoralizing than on a cold night like this when you are getting the ball run down your throat right now. And Travis Green and this running attack for Bowling Green is really putting the hurting on OU right now.
He's averaging almost 8 a carry, 12 carries, 92 yards. Probably going to go over 100 for the 6th time this year in the first half tonight. There you see it by the number. 13th carry, Travis Green. This time he got stood up before he could get to the 1st down sticks. Part of that stop was Brandon Purdom, the 3rd-year sophomore.
Bowling Green has rushed for 200-plus yards 4 times this season, and if OU's not careful, they're going to make it 5.
Now they're going to take Travis Green off the football field. This is a 3rd and 1, and of course 265-pound William Houston is on. He already has a couple of touchdowns from close range tonight. 3rd and 1, Bowling Green. Play action, Matt Johnson. He's got a 1st down and a lot more. Racing outside the numbers, down to the 24-yard line. That's 12 yards on 3rd and 1 for quarterback Matt Johnson. 1st down, Falcons.
This is a great play call right there. They bring in William Houston, the short yardage back, so obviously OU thinks they're going to just pound it up the middle. In perfect execution, nice play fake by Johnson, and again, he has the speed to get at the outside. How about that? That is how you play good football. 5 for 5, a perfect night on 3rd down.
Wow. With an exclamation point for this Bowling Green offense here in the opening half. Just absolutely superb. Travis Green got a block on the edge. Green down near the 16-yard line. That's 8 more on 1st down for Travis Green, going to bring up 2nd and short. Well, you thought Ohio, Frank Solich's football team, maybe would catch a spark on that Xavier Hughes pick of Matt Johnson. And unfortunately for the Bobcats, 2 plays later, Dante Foster coughed it up after he caught a pass.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Again, that was the only thing they have done well tonight was the Xavier Hughes interception, but it was for naught.
Travis Green inside the 5, high step into the house. Touchdown, Bowling Green.
Travis Green in the open field is a nightmare for a linebacker. Right there you see Ben Russell, no shot right there with the speed of Travis Green. And it has been all Bowling Green. You see the fans right now, they're fired up in these 20-degree temperatures. Just absolute dominance.
Travis Green, 15 carries for 118 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Tyler Tate will add his 5th PAT. Coming right at you in your living room. Second touchdown drawn of the night for the dynamic Travis Green. Very unexpected, given what we showed you as we came on the air tonight in the MAC East. And yet Bowling Green has just turned this first, about 27 minutes into their own personal stage, Rocky Boyman.
Well, they really have. Again, it's been all Bowling Green all night. It's been that man right there, Travis Green. Started the game off. The second play of the football game takes it in for the touchdown. Again, just Bowling Green imposing their will. Look at the moves on this guy in that right there. Tremendous cuts, acceleration up the field. It has been all Travis Green. Already going over 100 yards here on the night. The guy is so explosive. He gets those offensive linemen rolling. And then again, the speed in the open field to take it in. It's just, I mean, what more can you say about the guy?
He's been sensational.
Sensational. I mean, he's going to be playing on Sundays, Mike. Again, I know he's only a redshirt sophomore.
Yeah.
He's going to be around here for another couple years, but if he stays healthy and keeps getting better, keeps working on his football game, he has the kind of speed and kind of acceleration that they like to see on Sundays.
He is tremendously talented. Of course, David Fluellen, superb running back at Toledo. Brandon Oliver at Buffalo. Now on this Ohio return is backup wide receiver Landon Smith. Landon Smith on the return to the 32-yard line, and that's where Ohio will start. Rocky, you know, I'm sure all of us that have played at any level, we've all been in this position before. You're shell-shocked. Your week of preparation, you know you got a good football team, which Ohio does, and you're down 5 touchdowns before you go to the locker room at intermission. Now, how do you process that?
Well, all you can do, and right now, Frank Solich, I'm telling you right now, is finding out who on my football team is going to fight. Who's going to take it and turn it in, and who's going to fight. There's going to be a lot of evaluation going to come out of this game. He's going to see a lot about who his players are and what they're made of. But again, you said it, Mike, absolutely the entire game plan is out the window.
Done.
You're shell-shocked.
Yep.
It's done. But you got to find a way to fight and still try to string some series together, try to put up some big plays. But it is tough sledding right now for that man right there, Tyler Talden.
Ryan Thomas made that first down hit for Bowling Green on Bo Blankenship, 2nd and long. Throw that bubble screen. Tettleton able to hook up with wide receiver Ian Dixon, who made the grab. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Ohio's taken one shot, and Dante Foster had a Jude I.J. Barima, the Bowling Green nickelback, beat, but Foster couldn't haul it in. 3rd and 4. We're under 2 minutes left in the opening half. Tettleton feeling pressure. Ohio is going to have to punt it away again as his throw for Chase Cochran incomplete. And the nightmare first half continues for the Ohio Bobcats. Remember, as we came on the air, this orange-clad group of Bowling Green Falcons, remember now, they control their own destiny in the MAC East. They win tonight and beat Eastern Michigan a week from Saturday and beat Buffalo in the season finale. They win the MAC East and go to Detroit to play in the MAC championship game.
Well, and they are really building as this year goes on. As a football coach, as a team, you always want to be building. You don't want to peak in mid-season. And I'll tell you what I really loved, what head coach Dave Clawson said during this week. At this point in the season, you know, Mike, guys aren't feeling good. Guys are a little dinged up, but his team is practicing well. It means they're showing up. They want to continue to get better. They know the kind of magical season that's on the line for them, and they have really come out and proved themselves tonight.
Now that they have, as you see, quarterback Matt Johnson, who has been the trigger man of this offensive Bowling Green onslaught, not just tonight, all year long. Travis Green now offset, 90 seconds left in the opening half. Does Bowling Green look for more? This is Travis Green off the spin over the 35-yard line. So Green got 5 on that first down carry. Travis Green is at 123 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns in the opening half.
I can't imagine we're going to see much of Travis Green as this football game goes on, as much as we'd like to see him, because, man, he is such a joy to watch with how he runs that football.
Yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. He's a special kind of football talent here in this Bowling Green program. 2nd and 6. Travis Green. Well, he loves that spin when he senses contact. 2 carries have got him 11 more yards and a first down, although you could see that Bowling Green was in no particular hurry there. And remember, they're going to get the football to start the 3rd quarter. They deferred.
And that's very scary. But, again, you said it, Mike, usually an up-tempo, hurry-up offense, but already now in the mode of bleeding that clock on out. They want to make this game as short as possible.
Well, they're going to take a knee here. They're going to go into a victory formation here in their final drive of the opening half. Matt Johnson, Travis Green, Sean Joplin, the entire Bowling Green offensive unit. Oh, are they hearing about it in a positive manner as they racked up 335 yards. 335 of total offense in the opening half. Don't go away. We'll send it back to the studio, and you'll find out more about not only the MAC, but all of the FBS. Bowling Green with a 35-0 halftime lead on MAC East rival Ohio. Welcome back, Dwight Perry Stadium here in the campus of Bowling Green State University. Michael Regai, my partner Rocky Boyman, and many probably around the college football world a little bit surprised as Bowling Green has just absolutely jumped all over Ohio. This 35-0 advantage. Rocky, let's take a look at the first half in pictures, and Matt Johnson got it going early.
Well, they really did. This is the second play from scrimmage after a bomb from Johnson. Travis Green takes it in for the first touchdown. Again, right there. And then on the second touchdown, we see, again, Matt Johnson heaves one up for Heath Jackson. He brings it in. Again, it's been all Bowling Green. There's William Houston taking it in, doing what he does best, taking it in from short yardage. That's his first. Here's his second touchdown on the night, punching it in. And it's really, again, just been dominance. That man right there has played such an integral part, but this guy, Travis Green, has shown really what he is all about. He has Bowling Green has 179 rush yards on the night, and Travis Green has 129 of them.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at the team numbers. And, Rocky, what stands out is that second category. If you'd have told us that Bowling Green was going to roll for 333 first-half yards and Ohio with just 50 in this type of total domination, time of possession, plays at 10-plus yards, just truly something that is almost surreal.
It is, and I think for Bowling Green, I mean, they really just shell-shocked Ohio, jumped on top of them, had 2 scores on them, were up 14 points really before the game even started, and now they are in total control. You saw the time of possession again being dominated, third downs being dominated. Bowling Green's 5 for 5, and I have to imagine there was a lot of frustration by Frank Solich on that halftime speech. Hopefully he got his guys inspired and they can come out here and try to make a game of this.
All right, let's start things here at quarter number 3. And, of course, Bowling Green, they deferred in the first half. They're going to get their hands on the football as Boo Boo Gates hasn't called Jerry Boo Boo Gates much tonight, an all-MAC performer, just a tremendously talented senior strong safety. And for Bowling Green now an opportunity. Now, if you're Dave Clawson and offensive coordinator Warren Rosario, you're up 35, but do you continue to attack and stay aggressive offensively?
I don't think they have any choice to, because, I mean, they're so dominant. Again, that offensive line, it doesn't matter who's running back there. I believe we'll see a little bit of Travis Green, but we'll also see Fred Coppett, the freshman. We'll see William Houston. We'll see a lot of those running backs, and they got a ton of them.
First call of the third quarter is that all too familiar zone read to Travis Green. And Green will bounce out a little bit over the 30-yard line, so give him 4 on that first down carry. Just underway, Michael Regai, Rocky Boyman, all of our terrific ESPN crew, as Bowling Green has absolutely come out and put a 30-minute thumping on Ohio. And you just wonder what the conversation was like with Frank Solich to his Ohio Bobcats at halftime. Green again with a call on 2nd and 7, and this time Ohio's front 7 stacked that up. We'll give Green 1 there and bring up 3rd and 5.
Ohio's really stacking the box right now. I think right now if you're higher, you're saying, look, if nothing else, we got to stop that man right there from just running it down our throats. Okay, Matt Johnson, if you're going to beat us with a pass, beat us with a pass, but we're not going to stand here and just let you run the ball at will like you've been all game.
Matt Johnson at the throttle of that 333-yard first half explosion. Look at Bowling Green, perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 6. Johnson will trigger the out. Another first down. Alex Baer, the terrific tight end, making the grab. He just ran that quick out, and Johnson put the football on him when he came out of his break.
He did, and again, Ohio brings 8 men in the box. So what happens? Johnson checks to the pass, throws a great ball right there to the Mackey Award list tight end Alex Baer. Again, it's just pick your poison. You get the feeling that it doesn't matter what play that Matt Johnson runs, it's always a good one. And I know Coach Clawson talked about that. This man's so familiar with this offense. Matt Johnson, again, especially for a guy who's not the starter coming into this season, he is really taking control of this offense.
Play action, and Baer, wheel route. making that grab inside the 25. Alex Bear to the corner. Touchdown. Alex Bear in Bowling Green. Wheel route 57 yards to the house.
Well, they cut him loose right here. They had Terrell Basham, the defensive end, on Bear, and he is just outgunned right there. He tries to make a play at the end, tries to bat that ball out, but it's too little too late. Again, it's always inopportune to have a defensive end covering your tight end in the backfield. And like you said, Mike, he ran the wheel route, turned it upfield. Johnson put the ball on the money, and Bear showed the speed getting in the end zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, and no other way to say it, the onslaught continues as Bowling Green, they have been virtually perfect offensively tonight. 6th point after touchdown added by Tyler Tate. And Alex Bear showing you why that he is one of the top tight ends all over the FBS.
And the route is on here in Deutsch Perry Stadium, Bowling Green. Absolute dominance of this game right now. And you'll see right here the score just before we left is a zone blitz by Ohio. And what that does, it puts your defensive end, you see right there, number 93, Terrell Basham, in coverage, something he is not used to doing. And then Alex Bear, again, the Mackey Award list tight end, takes it from there. And Mike, it's through the ground, it's through the air. Bowling Green has just utterly dominated this performance here tonight.
Yeah, and Frank Solich's first year, we're going back and take a look. Of course, he's done such a fantastic job in his 9th year. They're already bowl eligible for their 7th time under Solich. He got beat 45-0 by Virginia Tech in year 1. In MAC play in 2007, Toledo shut them out 43-0. But, I mean, you have few and far between these type of pasties that have been laid on Frank Solich in Ohio. There's Nathan Carpenter on the Ohio return as he'll rip his way out over the 30-yard line to the 33. Just underway 3rd quarter, and Bowling Green has put 6 touchdowns on the board. Rocky, they've had 8 possessions, and they put 6 touchdowns on the board.
And On the contrary side of that, Ohio in the first half had 7 possessions and 5 3-and-outs.
Yeah.
Have not been able to get anything going, and especially on first down, they're only averaging just a little over 2 yards per play. It is hard to get things going when you don't stay on schedule and pick up some positive yardage on first down.
Yeah, well, they couldn't run the football in those first couple possessions, and then 7-0, 14-0, 21-0, and that encapsulates the kind of night Ohio's having as Tyler Tettleton down on his wall.
It really is. Whatever can go wrong has gone wrong for Ohio tonight. And we talked about need them to get something going on the first down, and you get an errant snap, and you take a loss on your first offensive possession in the second half.
Well, highly decorated fifth-year senior Tyler Tettleton to put it up. Dante Foster took a shot from free safety Rylan Ward as he was exposed with that football over his head.
And Dante Foster's hurt. He took a shot to the ribs right there, or to the hip. We'll get another look at it here. Ball floated a little bit. And Rylan Ward got his left shoulder again, either on to the ribs, or it looks like the left hip.
Offense, number 4. To penalize half the distance to the goal. Repeat second down.
You don't see that very often, as you heard from referee Mark Kluzinski.
Correction, that was after the play.
Tyler Tettleton just got hit with an unsportsmanlike contact dead ball after the play was completed. So that's going to march him back inside the 15.
That's our first penalty of the football game, Mike. None in the first half. And the first one is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on your quarterback. And you see Foster right there is trying to shake it off, trying to get back in this game.
This is 3rd down and 29, the line to make up at the 43-yard line for Ohio. Tettleton will gun the quick out, put it on Chase Cochran, who made the catch. And that'll bring out the Ohio punt team.
Grant Venom has had a lot of work tonight. This will be his 6th punt of the football game. And you never like it when your punter is getting a lot of work out there, Mike, as he almost gets that one blocked by the Bowling Green rush.
Fair catch, Ryan Burbrink, the very sure-handed Bowling Green wide receiver. And that'll get Matt Johnson and this Bowling Green offense back in the football field. So, and again now, Bowling Green, and if you're Dave Clawson, think about this now. You don't want to set them down too soon, correct? Because they get 2 more. Assume that Bowling Green probably going to win this tonight. 2 more wins for the Falcons, and they're going to Detroit as MAC East Division champions. So you don't want to start pulling your regulars with virtually a whole half to play.
Absolutely not, especially when your guys are hitting on all cylinders right now. You don't want to pull them. You want to keep that momentum going into the next game, to close this season off at Buffalo. He's going to continue to get these guys some work.
Travis Green, again, look at him explode to that second level on that first down call. So Green with a gain of 7 on first down, adding to his impressive rushing night. And again, Rocca, in connection with what we just said, too, think about this. Now, Bowling Green, after tonight, they don't play for 11 days.
And how about that? A chance to get your guys healthy. You know, a real blessing right there, schedule-wise, for Bowling Green, especially after just an utterly dominant performance here in this game so far.
Yeah, the next time they go out is a week from this Saturday, November 23rd, at Eastern Michigan. Travis Green. Green will slash across the midfield stripe. Look at Green still alive. That's 180 pounds, folks, soaking wet with this redshirt sophomore out of Carroll City, Florida, who continues to be dynamic.
And just watch the footwork again here, Mike. Again, he spins, he cuts, he moves. He just stays up right there. And again, the presence of mind to know that his knee did not hit the ground. And he keeps chugging forward. And Ohio's defense utterly demoralized right now. And again, I've been in these kind of games, Mike. You're down by a bunch of points, and that run just keep coming at you. Just makes for a long night at the office.
9 of Green's 20 rushes have resulted in first downs. Here's carry number 21. And this time, Ohio's going to get him for no gain. And Rocky, the zone read, and it's very slow developing too. Matt Johnson, he will hold that football and read that defensive end. But take us through zone read concepts and how you think Johnson runs it.
Well, he does great at it, and it's one of those things. It's not the easiest thing in the world for a quarterback to do. You got to be able to read that defensive end, but that decision's got to be made right now. But what that really does, that zone read action, it makes him great on the play action pass. It really sets it up, and we've seen that here tonight.
Now 4 wide with an empty backfield from Matt Johnson on 2nd and 10. Quarterback draw. Johnson will slide down at the 40-yard line, so give him 5. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Second possession, 3rd quarter. Matt Johnson and Bowling Green already on the board with a touchdown in that first 3rd quarter.
And watch this. Just takes a snap, no happy feet, just a lot of poise, sees the opening, rushes forward, gets the yardage. Again, you expect a quarterback that, again, did not come in the season as a starting guy, to have a little bit of growing pains and things like that, but he has just jumped onto this scene and has played like a veteran from day one.
3rd and 5 for Matt Johnson. To put it up, crossing route, it's incomplete over the head of Heath Jackson. He tried to come underneath on that horizontal route, and Ohio's going to get a stop. Bowling Green to send the punt team out. Ryan Smitterbush, first time tonight. Rocky Boyman.
He's going to have to warm that leg up a little bit. He's been standing on the sideline a whole lot of time.
He really has been a fantastic special team weapon for Bowling Green. Senior out of nearby Ottawa, Ohio. The left footer will hang it high. Bowling Green's punt cover team. You talk about everything going absolutely right tonight. Ryan Sutton will put that football down inside the 1-yard line. Smitterbush hit that 9-iron like Rocky Boyman does on the golf course. 42-0 Bowling Green. We'll be right back. Those that wear the orange and brown, Iziki Zumba, they call it here in Northwest Ohio. That's for the Bowling Green fans. They're up 42-0. And, they all know that, as Rocky and I have been telling you, the Falcons control their own destiny in the MAC East. And Rocky, how about up at Glass Bowl Stadium, what Toledo is doing to Jeff Quinn and the undefeated in MAC play Buffalo Bulls?
And who would have saw that one coming? We've been shocked here tonight, but how about that one? Again, Buffalo, as dominant as they have been. We saw them last week versus this Ohio team put on a performance, but Toledo getting it done. Just a great week for MAC football. Next week, or excuse me, tomorrow, Ball State travels to Northern Illinois. That's going to be quite a football game as well.
It's Chase Cochran making the grab as Aaron Foster hurls him to the ground. So Cochran, who averages 21 yards a catch for Ohio, calling in the throw from Tyler Tettleton. And that man right there, David Clausen, what a tremendous job. This is his 5th year. Rocky, you and I asked him yesterday, as we've got a lot of movement there, as Bowling Green's defensive end, Brian Thomas, made contact. But Rock, Dave Clausen, you and I asked him yesterday about when he came in here in 2009 taking over. Let's hear from Mark Kluzinski.
Offense, number 67, half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
He went to the Humanitarian Bowl in his first year in the program, but then he pretty much knew things were going to bottom out as you look at the false start on Ohio's offensive lineman Mike Lucas. But the way he systematically built this back up, I think, and look at him over 500 in MAC play, speaks volumes about where he is with all of his guys 4th-year juniors and 5th-year seniors.
Absolutely, and he knew. Athletic director told him when he took the job it was going to be tough sledding in year 2. He fought through that, and really in year 3, Mike started building that program. Obviously, a great recruiter, went out and getting the top talent, getting guys like Travis Green, getting Matt Johnson. And then that's the key to college football. As a coach, you've got to be a great recruiter. It's all about getting the players. Coach Clausen has built this program up over the years and really done a fantastic job.
Saw Bo Blankenship make that catch. Tettleton go into this short passing game. He'll pitch and catch with Chase Cochran. But that Bowling Green defense, by the way, this is Dave Clausen's calling card. And he told us, that there's not a Chris Jones, who's a MAC Defensive Player of the Year and an All-American. There's not that kind of a league talent. But he told us that those upperclassmen are real good, and they've been together for 3, 4, and 5 years.
Exactly. Not that signature dominant player, but they play great as a team, and we've seen that tonight. It's never been one guy. And again, you see it right here. Always 3, 4, 5 orange helmets around the football.
There's Bo Blankenship on the carry, and tracking him down was Zach Colvin, the 285-pound junior. There's free safety, Ryland Ward. I love the secondary. Ryland Ward at the free safety, Boo Boo Gates strong safety, and Foster and Cameron Truss the corners. Outstanding.
No question about it. Again, Boo Boo Gates, he's the guy. He brings the pressure. He'll blitz. He's kind of that monster position guy.
Tettleton's throw was juggled and dropped as he was looking to hit his wide receiver, and that was Matt Waters. And again, the numbers, as you can see, are metallic. And sometimes, the zeros look like 8s and 5s look like 6s.
Yeah, I know that the young high school kids, they love those fancy uniforms, but for 2 guys calling a game in a booth, it makes it hard on us.
Well, yeah, about 150 yards away. Ryan Burbrink will grab that fair catch, and Bowling Green's going to take over inside 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. So we normally don't project this far ahead, but I mean, Rock, it's certainly going to look like now that that Bowling Green, is going to continue on with what they've established here tonight and go to 5-1 in MAC play, and Buffalo, unless they have a monumental rally up north of Glass Bowl Stadium, they're going to drop to 5-1 and have their 7-game win streak come to an end. So, I mean, we've talked about it being a November to remember in the MAC in both the East and West divisions, and that's exactly what we have going on. Fred Coppett now back at running back. Coppett, we saw him in the first half, as Travis Green is maybe done for the rest of the evening. Now, Bowling Green's got a lot of running backs now. They're not at all bashful about what they can run out in the football, and all of them young, freshmen and sophomores, every one of them.
Yeah, and again, that speaks to the recruiting job that Clawson's done. They're not a one-class heavy team. They got guys, contributions from freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors.
Johnson will trigger the out, and making that grab, that was Heath Jackson. Jackson's had quite a night, and again, he's taken over in the last 3 games for Chris Gallen, who was their #1 receiver, lost for the season due to injury.
You were talking earlier, Mike, just as this season's starting to come to close and the picture is being painted in terms of the MAC East, and Bowling Green really in the driver's seat right now, especially with Buffalo looking bad tonight, down scoreless, up down 31-0 to Toledo. Really in control of their destiny.
The zone read and back to the ground game, and that's Fred Coppett. That was 3rd down and about 3, and this is going to be very, very close. Coppett had to get to the 47-yard line, and he's going to come up a little bit shy. We'll call it 4th and about a half yard to a yard. And Dave Clawson is going to punt the football.
I hear some boos in this crowd.
Well,
they want that offense to keep going when it's been as easy as it was in the first half.
Yep, 42-0. not quite exactly good enough for those that pay to get in.
We're never happy, Mike.
No, that's right. Well, 2, and it's unfortunately, as we got a flag down, as Schmidabus will bang it out of bounds inside the 5. Boy, what a weapon Brian Schmidabus is. But we do have a flag. Mark Kluzinski, our referee, will tell us about the infraction.
Illegal formation. Offense. 5 men in the backfield. Will penalize 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 4th down.
Brian Schmidabus is happy. He says, I'm going to get to load it up one more time.
He's done a great job in his last 2 kicks, pinning them down in that corner to the end zone. Going to try to do it for a 3rd time here.
That, the first Bowling Green penalty of the night with 3:45. So 4th down and 6, and Schmidabus is going to hit it away again. He'll hang that high. Devin Bass fumbled the football. Looked like Ohio's Bobcats got back on it inside their own 15-yard line. Devin Bass fumbled the football, and Ohio was able to get back on it as on that recovery as Mike Turpin, the backup corner. All right, 3:34 left in the 3rd. All Bowling Green tonight. They lead it big. Just a superb performance from Dave Clawson and his Bowling Green Falcons tonight, late third quarter with this 6-touchdown lead over Ohio's Bobcats. Michael Regai, Rocky Boyman, all of our terrific ESPN crew. And when you talk about stout defenses around college football in the MAC, make sure you include the orange and brown of Bowling Green.
Yeah, for as much fanfare as the offense gets, their defense is leading in 5 categories. First in the MAC, and it's really been the story since 2012. The offense has historically always been proficient at scoring points, but again, since 2012, that defense has really stepped up and complemented that offense.
They have been that good. The first down call goes to tailback Bo Blanket, or is that Blankenship? Yeah, it is Bo Blankenship who got that carry. And it was Rylan Ward. I love the way Ward, out of that free safety spot, likes to come up and support the run.
And how about this? The one thing Bowling Green defense hasn't done is gotten that many interceptions. It was their 6th game of the season before that man, Rylan Ward, finally got their first interception of the year. They only have 2.
Pendleton's throw is knocked down as it was intended for Matt Waters. That's Justin Ford. And Ford is very important because they lost their tremendous outside linebacker, DJ Lynch, to the year. Excuse me, Gabe Martin.
Yeah.
And lost Martin, and Justin Ford has had to step in. And as Dave Clawson was telling us, it's tough to replace Gabe Martin.
It really is, but again, Justin Ford has stepped in and done a nice job. DJ Lynch has really picked up the slack. He's the leading tackler on this football team. And Paul Swan, he does nothing but force fumbles seemingly every week.
Tettleton will hang that throw on a rope, and he hooked up with his tight end, Troy Hill, the 250-pound fifth-year senior. Big target, Hill, first down, Ohio.
For Ohio, it's really just been disappointing. They start off the season, they lose to Louisville, okay, no big deal, but then they string together some wins against North Texas and Marshall, and things are looking good. Then they suffer a midseason loss to Central Michigan, a game they shouldn't have lost, Mike. And then, again, last week get blown out versus Buffalo, and here well on the way to getting blown out versus Bowling Green. It's tough for a team that was really expected to be the leader in the MAC East, but instead it's been all Bowling Green and Buffalo.
Bo Blankenship still running hard, got 6 on that first down call. And you're right, Ohio was picked preseason on MAC Football Preview Day in Detroit to win the MAC East. Blankenship again, and he got tracked down from the backside. That's the guy with Jerry Royster making that hit, and he has been very solid for Bowling. Taylor Royster, making that stop.
And the biggest problem for Ohio has been a lot of what we've seen tonight is that offensive line is just not giving Tettleton the time. They haven't blocked well enough for Bo Blankenship, and they're young, and you want to use that as an excuse as the season goes on. But the fact of the matter is we're 9 games into the season, and they have just not lived up to the expectations of what you need to see out of your offensive line at Ohio.
Tettleton completing that quick slant. Mario DeVell who made that grab, backup wide receiver. It's going to bring up 4th and short. Let's call it 4th and about the length of a football, and Frank Solich said, let's move the sticks, keep a drive alive, late third quarter. Blankenship, first down. That's just straight power football out of that zone read, and Blankenship has got the Ohio first down.
And again, it's so crucial in any football game to not get down in a hole early, because then you become one-dimensional. And Frank Solich talked about this week, we want to establish the run, something we didn't do last week versus Buffalo. But again, they blinked their eyes and they're down 21 points, and it was all pass from there because they got to find a way to get back in the game, and haven't been able to do that either.
Football came out after that catch was made on the bubble screen. As making that grab was Sebastian Smith. Smith, the true freshman who wears number 6. I mentioned the football came out, but Ohio got back on it.
Yeah, we're going to look at this. This might have been a fumble. The right knee's down before the ball popped out.
Yeah, you can
saw
see
it from that angle, yeah.
Google Gates in on that stop. There's Sebastian Smith. They list him as an athlete, the true freshman out of Pickering Central High School, and he just dropped that on that square in as Ryland Ward had the coverage.
It has really been a comedy of errors tonight for Ohio. Drop balls. Remember Dante Foster early in the game when there's still a chance to get back in it. They had the deep pass that went through his fingertips. Then they get back on defense later on. They get an interception. Xavier Hughes kind of got them back in the game. Okay, here we go. Ohio's going to make a move. And then they put the ball on the ground 2 plays later. It's just it's been one thing after another for this football team tonight.
Final play, third quarter, blitz coming. Tettleton will float that throw, and we got a flag, and that's going to be a pass interference on Cameron Truss of Bowling Green.
Cameron Truss can't believe he wanted offensive pass interference.
Yeah, Mario Dovell was the intended receiver. Final play, third quarter.
Defense, number 8, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. By rule, the third period will be extended for an untimed down.
So you heard referee Mark Kluzinski, and untimed down now, cannot end a quarter with a penalty flag.
See it right in your living room right there. And again, it looked like the arm of Mario Dovell got wrapped around
Cameron Truss.
Cameron Truss right there. He wanted the penalty. Unfortunately, it's one of the few things that haven't gone right for Bowling Green tonight.
So an untimed down as you have triple zeros here on the clock to end the third quarter. But Tettleton, bubble screen, right back to Mario Dovell, who get pushed out of bounds. So that will officially put 45 minutes of football in the books. It has been an absolute blitzing for the Bowling Green Falcons. They lead Ohio 42-0. By the number after 45 minutes of football, and those numbers are all one-sided as quarterback Matt Johnson and running back Travis Green have just keynoted this huge Bowling Green lead overall.
Well, they've put on just an absolute clinic tonight, led by Travis Green. Again, 150 yards on the day so far. And the defense as well. Haven't given them a ton of credit. They came in here with all the accolades, leading the MAC in 5 statistical categories. And they're really putting a hammer on Tyler Tettleton and this Bobcat offense here tonight.
Now, by the way, our stats man extraordinaire Tom Boshenik tells us this is the deepest penetration by Ohio tonight.
How about that?
The 27-yard line of Bowling Green. This is Tyler Tettleton. Off that play fake will keep the football, and Tettleton, he got back to the line of scrimmage. I'm going to maybe give him 1 to the 26 and going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
And the only bad news now is for Ohio is that Bowling Green is the 3rd-ranked team in the country in the FBS in red zone defense. Only giving up a score 58% of the time, 14 touchdowns out of 24 attempts.
I think we just, a few minutes ago we just documented that.
Yeah.
Put that graphic up, showed you their ranks in the MAC defensively. Their ranks all over the FBS defensively. Tettleton going to throw the fade to the corner for Chase Cochran. He got picked off. Intercepted by Jerry Boo Boo Gates.
There he goes.
Has come free. Boo Boo Gates got chased down by Matt Waters inside the 20-yard line. That's depending on the spot, inside the 20, an 81-yard interception return for Boo Boo Gates.
And Tyler Tettleton just tried to heave one up in there, but did not have enough juice on it. And look at Boo Boo Gates. Doesn't go down. He says, I'm going to take this ball to the house if I can. Tremendous run back. This is, again, just the 3rd interception on the year for Bowling Green, the 2nd for Boo Boo Gates. The defensive safety extraordinaire making a big-time play.
Earlier in the year, Dave Clausen, and then we've got an injured Bowling Green Falcon. Also have a flag as well.
I thought there might have been a horse collar tackle on Boo Boo Gates at the end there.
That's back. You see Brian Sutton on a knee and quarterback Matt Johnson. That's at the midfield stripe. So that was behind the play as Gates was streaking up this near sideline. Well, Dave Clausen is furious. You see Clausen, bottom of your screen, the Bowling Green head coach.
That's I.J. Barima.
And that is Jude I.J. Barima, the redshirt junior. I.J. Barima, 205-pounder.
After the interception, personal foul, illegal block below the waist. On Ohio, number 4, will penalize half the distance to the goal. And after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, Bowling Green will penalize 15 yards. It will be Bowling Green's ball, 1st and 10.
We'll see the replay here, and I have a feeling we'll see right there.
Well, that's Tyler Tettleton.
Yeah, you cannot go low on a change of possession like that, and that's what Dave Clausen is furious about, is the fact that Ohio went for the knees, went low on Jude I.J. Barima right there.
Well, and listen, you don't like to see that as possession has changed. Anything that is a hit below the waist, as we've said. Now, Matt Waters showed just tremendous flat-out straightaway speed to chase that down, and there is, of course, a young man from Middletown, Ohio, Jerry Boo Boo Gates. You know, Dave Clausen was telling us he came in as a freshman as kind of a playmaker, but a free spirit. But through hard work and understanding of what it takes to succeed, now a captain of this football team as a senior. First out carry for Fred Coppett. Coppett maybe got a couple. And we also have now a quarterback change as the senior and the 2-year starter, Matt Schultz. Matt Schultz, who wears number 7, will take over. He started, a young man from Arcadia, California. He's been the starter the last 2 years for Dave Clausen.
Yeah, and he has close to 8,000 pass yards in his career. And how about that? The decision by Clausen early in the season to go with his gut and say, hey, look, we like what Schultz has done, but Matt Johnson brings a whole nother element to this football team.
Well, Matt Schultz out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10. He'll come underneath to Ronnie Moore. Moore in that crossing route. He's to the house. Touchdown, Ronnie Moore and Bowling Green.
it's a crossing route by Moore, but watch him after the catch just drop it into sixth gear, okay, right there, and then boom, just leaves defenders, breaks about 3 tackles on his way to the end zone. He will not be denied. Ronnie Moore, big play. And just adding to the onslaught here tonight as Bowling Green gets ready to go up 49-0, Mike.
Yep. He's a legitimate 4-3 guy. I mean, speed-wise, Ronnie Moore, 165-pound true freshman. And he know his way to the end zone, did he not? Bowling Green ups the lead to 49-0. So the former starting quarterback, Matt Schultz, gets into the action, throwing that 24-yard touchdown pass to the fleet Ronnie Moore. And this Bowling Green offense just keeps on humming. And what we came on the air with tonight is going to change significantly. Buffalo still getting blasted by Toledo late third quarter at Glass Bowl Stadium. And, of course, Bowling Green routing Ohio here. What we're going to have, Rocky Boyman, is both Buffalo and Bowling Green in about half hour to an hour, both at 5-1 and tied in the MAC East. And in a couple of weeks playing at Ralph Wilson Stadium on the final game of the MAC regular season.
And the best news for Bowling Green is after this victory tonight, they're going to get 12 days of rest. You can see right there they play Eastern Michigan, who's just a 2-win football team, just got rid of their head coach last week. Again, and then before they come on Black Friday, Mike, they'll face off with Buffalo with a chance to really secure that MAC East.
Yeah, and then that one is, again, at the home of the Buffalo Bills, Ralph Wilson Stadium. And that is, again, Bowling Green now completely controls their own destiny. Now, they win out, beat Eastern Michigan and beat Buffalo, and they are going to Ford Field in the Motor City of Detroit as MAC East champions. On that return for Ohio, once again, is the backup wide receiver Landon Smith. So Smith getting another opportunity on kick return from Frank Solich. And what about Ohio? Now they're going home. Their final 2 games are at home, and their venue, that legendary venue on the Hocking River in Southeast Ohio, Peden Stadium. And they've got 2 teams that have struggled this year, Kent State and Massachusetts. You want to say that Frank Solich's group is going to rebound from back-to-back losses to Buffalo and Bowling Green. They can still have an 8-win season in their 5th straight solid bowl game.
Well, and that's what makes tonight all the more painful, because you like to think if they could somehow got a victory here tonight, again, they have 2 very winnable games as they look forward. But again, unfortunately, the wheels have come off here the last 2 weeks. Now we see Darius Vick, quarterback. We've seen him at times during the year. A lot of times we'll bring in Vick, a series here, a series there, to kind of be a change-up guy. Obviously more of a mobile quarterback, but they're going to get a look at Vick here tonight.
Tim Edmond, the 240-pounder. There's Edmond, who wears number 31. He is the 3rd tailback for Frank Solich offensively as we approach 12 minutes left. And Darius Vick is going to call a timeout. Play clock was running down.
This is a 30-second timeout.
Obviously just shows a little inexperience at quarterback there, losing the control of the play clock.
We've talked a lot about bowl game tie-ins for the Mid-American Conference, and it's going to jump significantly starting next year in 2014. But Rocky, right now there are 3 against the Mountain West in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, in Ford Field in Detroit against the Big Ten or possibly the Sun Belt, and GoDaddy is the MAC winner, the first team in the MAC, against the number 2 in the Sun Belt. Now, but there are opportunities for up to 5, maybe 6 bowl games for the MAC to be represented in. And Rock, we need just to go back to last year. 7 MAC.
Defense, number 51. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
All right, the Bowling Green offside. 7 MAC football programs went to postseason bowl play last year.
It really was a year last year where the MAC really was put on the map. Again, you talk about 7 bowl teams, and how about Northern Illinois going to the first FBS bowl?
BCS, yeah.
It was quite a year for the MAC last year. Again, Northern Illinois goes to an FBS bowl. Eric Fisher, a MAC player from Central, is the number 1 overall pick. And the MAC has continued to show some exciting football here this year.
Well, Vick being chased, and he is dragged down. How about that Bowling Green sack? As coming up for the Falcons to make that hit is Brian Baird, a redshirt sophomore, 3rd-teamer.
Just comes on a twist stunt inside, gets skinny, gets through there, and just brings Vick down with force. Everybody getting in on the action tonight for Bowling Green.
That's a 12-yard sack for Brian Baird. Now he's on that 3rd defensive unit. Vick going to get out of that pocket and pull the football down. Got out over the 30-yard line before he was taken to the ground. Is making that Bowling Green hit, and a lot of 2nd and 3rd teamers on the football field. Paul Sen, who took over for Gabe Martin at that Martin injured, as we mentioned earlier, making a stop. Dave Clawson. When you look at MAC programs that are going to be bowl bound, we'll get into that as the Venom Ohio punt. Well, Venom is going to roll inside the 30, and Ryan Burbrink will watch it come to a stop. Bowling Green to take over the 28-yard line. 10:51 left. 49-0 Bowling Green. We'll talk MAC bowl games when we get back. Michael Regai, Rocky Boyman back at Deutsch Perry Stadium. There it is by the number, and it's not pretty if you are a green and white supporter of the Ohio Bobcats. Bowling Green with his 49-0 lead. Matt Schiltz, the backup quarterback, S-C-H-I-L-Z. It is pronounced Schiltz, like there's a T in it. And that comes straight from his mother. That's who I got that from last year in 2012. We've seen yet another tailback for Bowling Green as with the carry is Andre Gibbons. Gibbons, a third-year sophomore, who wears number 2 on that first down carry. Well, Rock, we started discussing bowl games, and beginning next year, I mean, Commissioner John Steinbrecher, Associate Commissioner Bob Generelli, they've done a terrific job. They've put together bowl tie-ins for the MAC with the Miami Bowl, the Bahamas Bowl, the Boca Raton Bowl, the Camellia Bowl. All of that starts in 2014 after the second down play. Another Andre Gibbons carry, and he got tracked down from the backside. Excellent play by that young freshman for Ohio, Terrell Basham. Rocky, can we agree, and I want you to start with the MAC West. Northern Illinois, no question bowl game. Ball State, no question bowl game. Toledo, no question bowl game. MAC East, Buffalo, Bowling Green, no question.
That's 5.
There's 5.
Right.
Ohio, a bit of a quandary.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a 6-win team, which obviously they're bowl eligible, can maybe get to 8 wins. The question is going to be is if wins next week at Kent State and UMass are going to be enough. It always comes down to if you're going to lose, you got to lose early. In the minds of commissioners and voters, late season losses like they've had the Buffalo and here tonight the Bowling Green, not only losses, Mike, we're talking blown out of the stadium losses, are not going to bode well for their chances.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and we'll see how it plays out as Matt Schiltz misfiring on that third down throw for wide receiver Hervé Kobe. All the backups on the football field for Bowling Green right now, and the Falcons are going to have to punt the football away. But needless to say, this Ohio program, and of course, the thing about Frank Solich has been taking his program to 4 straight bowls. 5 in his tenure at Ohio. They've won the last 2. In 2011 and 12, they've won bowl games. But they're going to have to be very impressive, one would think, next week at home against Kent State, and then in their wind-up the day after Thanksgiving against UMass.
And again, that's the problem, is their last 2 games of the season are against 2 teams that have really underperformed this year. Kent State, after the season they had last year, have not played well this year, and then UMass has been one of the worst teams in college football. So, again, is that going to be enough in the minds of voters and commissioners who say, hey, we want Ohio to be at our bowl game? It's tough to say.
Well, again, excellent tradition. As I mentioned, they travel very well.
Yeah.
Of course, at Peden Stadium every Saturday you get between 20 and 25,000 when the Cats are home. This is Tim Edmond, the backup running back, on that first down call.
And just a quick stat for you here, Mike, just to talk about Ohio tonight. They've had 11 drives, and 7 of them have been 3 and outs.
Well, let's take a look at Frank Solich. And remember, Rocky, I told you yesterday, I've still got the Sports Illustrated. I was a little fella. 1965, I was a little fella. And when Frank Solich was a 145-pound fullback for the great Bob Devaney, and when he played as a Nebraska Cornhusker, he scored 3 touchdowns on the day of the week, Thanksgiving weekend, to beat arch rival Oklahoma.
And what did he tip the scales at?
145. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. True. 1965. Frank Solich.
That's great stuff. I got one Frank Solich story for you as well. When he was the head coach of the Nebraska Cornhuskers, when I was a junior at Notre Dame junior and senior, this is back in 2000, 2001, put the whooping on us my senior year. He had a great football team that year. Eric Crouch at quarterback. You remember the Heisman Trophy winner. Just a great tradition of coaching for Frank Solich.
Yeah, I will say, and we of course see them all, cover them all. Frank Solich, one of my very favorite football men that we have in the business. all over college football, as that Ohio punt will roll to a stop at the 19-yard line. I mean, there he is, and this one is probably eating him up. As we mentioned, the 4 straight bowl appearances. They're bowl eligible, as Rocky and I just went through. And boy, he recruits. He recruits Nebraska and Oklahoma so well. Texas, because there's where all of his roots as a player, assistant coach, and head coach. And as we said, started with the great Bob Devaney, and then Tom Osborne at Nebraska.
Yeah, and that is really the key to the fact that a lot of MAC schools, they got to recruit like a 6-hour radius around them. Coach Solich, he can get them from all over the country.
Still one of the all he did was go 9-4, 9-4, 10-3 at Nebraska, and they wanted to make a change.
Yeah, really, that was a really mind-boggling decision they made.
I guess it's not good enough. 10-3 and 9-4. That's not good enough.
And I guess it's just when you follow in the footsteps of a guy like Tom Osborne, it makes it tough. But still, looking back on that, I think Nebraska's got to kick themselves.
Well, with all due respect, though, when they made the move, there weren't any 10-3 and 9-4s anymore for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
They fell on hard times.
They
right?
Did
they not?
You're absolutely right. No question about it.
No, a lot of respect. A lot of respect. Admiration for Frank Solich. Grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and, of course, that's what he loves so much about being back in the state he grew up in and turning around the Ohio football program. But not tonight, as Dave Clawson. You couldn't you tell that as we talked to Dave Clawson, the respect and admiration he has for Frank Solich and the Ohio program, almost like he looked at it as a benchmark.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, to come in and put a great performance together against a guy that he tremendously respects like Frank Solich is a real feather in his cap. But again, just as he talked all week, a lot of respect for this football team in Ohio and a lot of respect for the way Frank Solich has gone about his business and building this Ohio football program. In a way, you talked about at the beginning of the show, Mike, programs have been built similar ways, again, by 2 great head coaches that have gone out and done the dirty work, done the recruiting, done the coaching, developed talent, not just the top-tier talent, but developed guys, deep rosters. But unfortunately, again, for Ohio tonight, they just really came into a swarm tonight.
Well, it takes some time. I mean, it does. It takes some time. I know people don't want to hear that. Got our third quarterback, by the way, and I know we were talking through that series. James Kanapke took the snaps in this series of downs. Kanapke for Bowling Green. We'll tell you more. Their next possession, a redshirt freshman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Brian Smitterbush will unload that punt of his down to the 27-yard line. 5:41 left in the football game. And Bowling Green came out and put 21 on the board early and have a 49-0 lead on Ohio. A very productive week of work for David Clawson, and let's see. They beat Miami 45-3 last week, and they're up 49-0. Now, I'm not over Ohio tonight, so I'm not, a Rhodes Scholar or a mathematics major, but that sure sounds like a combined 94-3 to me in the last couple of weeks for Bowling Green. Now, Darius Vick, the quarterback, and the running back is Tim Edmond on that second down carry. All right, here it is, Rock. We mentioned you add the Camellia Bowl out of Montgomery, Alabama, the Boca Raton Bowl against Conference USA in Boca Raton, of course, and the Bahamas Bowl against Conference USA in Nassau. And the following year, Miami Bowl comes into play.
And Mike, on air right now, I'm going to put our names in for the Bahamas Bowl. How about that, partner? How would you like to go over there and call one?
Okay, sure. Ed Placey, coordinating producer, ESPN College Football. Are you listening?
We are lobbying you right now.
Darius Vick hit his throw to Landon Smith, who made the catch. As we come inside 4.5 minutes left.
And the thing about Bowling Green, we saw them win convincingly last week versus Miami, 45-3. But you're saying to yourself, okay, it was Miami. Miami has really struggled this year. They got rid of their coach. How dominant could they possibly be? Well, they came out tonight versus a very good football team, a great coached football team, and just really laid the hammer on them.
Yeah, Vick completing his second straight throw as he was able to hit my wide receiver, Kwame Sawyer, 84, I believe it is. Kwame Sawyer, so a lot of now second, third teamers for Ohio who made the 60-man travel list getting playing time. Zone read, carry for Tim Edmond with speed outside the numbers and got bounced out of bounds by Bowling Green's Will Watson, the sophomore DB. Ohio trying to get on the board here in this, what could be their final drive of the football game. Vick to put it up. Checked down and came underneath and hit Sawyer again, who steps out of bounds near the 30. Big one tomorrow night, of course, as we will see in the fourth quarter on ESPNU here in the family of networks. Toledo up 24 on Buffalo, and of course Ball State, Northern Illinois, ESPN2 tomorrow night at 8 p.m. That is for the lead in the MAC West with a pair of undefeateds in MAC play. Vick will keep the football. Got inside the 30 to the 27, going to bring up third and short.
Yeah, how about that game tomorrow? Ball State travels to Northern Illinois. Keith Wenning for Ball State, arguably, or not arguably, probably the best pocket quarterback in the MAC versus Jordan Lynch, who's a dual threat guy, does it with his arm, does it with his legs, and two powerhouse programs.
Now, if the weather's right, and because of offensively how potent both are, I think you could see some big numbers going on the board. Tim Edmond never got started because he was tracked down from the backside. Bowling Green's Jaleel Nasheed Crowley, redshirt freshman, made the stop.
In Bowling Green right now, they're playing hard. They want that goose egg on the scoreboard, Mike. That is always important to a defense.
Fourth down call here. 4th and 4 for backup quarterback Darius Vick. Vick got to step up. Good cut. He's got a first down to keep the drive alive. And there's the ability of Darius Vick. A lot of contact on that boundary as he took a shot. Good size, 200 pounds plus.
He does, and he can move now. He's definitely a dual threat guy, can make a lot of things happen with his legs, and you got to think Look, Tyler Tettelson's in his 5th year. He's not coming back next year. They've gotten a few looks at Darius Vick this year. Played well. You can tell he's young, doesn't quite go through his reads and his progressions all that great yet. But, again, he's got the physical tools to be a great quarterback here.
Yeah, Josh Pettis put the hit on him. Vick will throw the bubble. There was some contact there as Sawyer went to make that catch. But Bowling Green's defensive back off that corner, Alfonso Mack, another redshirt freshman.
And Sawyer's going to Vick right now saying, look, you trying to get my ribs knocked out of my midsection or what? Again, just the youth and the experience of a young quarterback like Vick. That ball, you know, on a one-stepper, that ball's got to come out right now on a dart. You cannot let a smoke pass like that just hang in the air.
2nd and 10 now for Vick. Pressure coming. And Vick will get pushed out of bounds before he could throw the football away. Bowling Green pressure from Brian Baird, young man we mentioned who wears number 99. Well, Baird had the heat on. All the backups in for Bowling Green now have been for Dave Clawson. That man's got to feel real good about his week of preparation here with his coaches.
No question. Again, a game like this where you can get your second team, your third team guys some action. Maybe they haven't seen all that much this year, but down here toward the end of the season, you're going to need everybody.
Vick is in trouble. Sack time, Bowling Green. Oh, how about the hits? Combination sacks from Bowling Green, from Terrence Bush, and got some help from Mike Minns.
For a team that's up 49-0, they are really pouring it on right now. They want to, again, keep that 0 up on the scoreboard there.
Final snap of the night. Yep, final snap of the night for Darius Vick. 4th and 19. Got to put it up. Being chased. Vick came back underneath, knocked away, intended for Landon Smith, broken up by Bowling Green's Paul Sen, and let the celebration begin here officially at Deutsch Perry Stadium. That's been a foregone conclusion, really. I mean, again, Rocky, nothing disparaging meant at all, because as we said, we both have terrific admiration for the Ohio program. This was over at halftime. This is done.
It was done. And again, it just shows you when you come out of the gate, two offensive plays into this game, Bowling Green had their first points on the board. And it just really, again, got up 21-0. Game was over. Ohio becomes one-dimensional. And, you know, what can you say? I mean, Bowling Green just hit on all cylinders in all 3 phases tonight. And just really here, late in November, getting toward the end of the season, showing that they are one of the top teams here in the MAC East.
How about this? The redshirt senior, the 4th quarterback on the depth chart, Patrick Brown, to take a knee, a young man from Liberty Center, Ohio. And in most resounding fashion, you can book this one to Dave Clawson and his Bowling Green Falcons.
And the Falcons have just sent a message to the rest of the MAC. Hey, you want to talk about Toledo, you want to talk about Buffalo, you want to talk about Northern Illinois. We here at Bowling Green are here to make a statement. They've done that here the last 2 weeks, especially tonight with a 49-0 victory.
You saw Dave Clawson and Frank Solich in conversation, and this was all about the orange and brown. They say roll on BG Warriors as part of their motto here in Bowling Green, and they were most emphatic and resounding tonight.
In late season, you want to see surges, and that's exactly what Bowling Green has done. They haven't peaked. They didn't peak too early. They are really hitting on all cylinders. You go in the final couple weeks of the season and into bowl season, Bowling Green is really a name to be mentioned among the leaders in the MAC.
They control their own destiny in the MAC East. 2 more wins against Eastern Michigan and at Buffalo, and they are MAC East Division champions. Hope you enjoyed it tonight. Now for all of our terrific ESPN production crew, my partner Rocky Boyd. I'm Michael Regai as Travis Green, Matt Johnson, and a stifling Bowling Green defense ripped Ohio tonight 49-0. Make sure you stay locked in with the ESPN family and networks as MAC football continues in a November to remember. For all of us at Deutsch Perry Stadium, so long.